bit of a setback. We're not going anywhere tomorrow, that's for sure.
Wow. We might be able to clean that up.
So it was a sequence of events that all started from this seal here failing.
We're leaving Rio!
With Hurricane Irma, boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for?
Parlay revival. We'll be backed up to the shack tomorrow night. We're going to be partying. It's going to be ladies' night, open mic night, and I am auctioning off the boys from that vessel. They just don't know it yet. So you girls come on down and check them out. Pick out the one you want. All right. Smooth, clear. Thank you very much. Vicky, you're doing a great job, by the way. Thank you.
Okay, Mikey, thanks for that.
At the end of 2019, the major rebuild of our hurricane-damaged catamaran was complete, and Parlay was finally ready to go back into the water. It had been 4 months' work in the water in the British Virgin Islands to get her seaworthy, then 5 more months in the grueling heat in Guatemala to finish the project. I was in it for a grand total of $220,000. Many people ask me if this was a good investment, and when you take into account mine and my friends' labour, the short answer is no, if I was wanting to sell the boat. However, for so many reasons, the Lagoon 450 was my dream boat, which at the time of purchase were around $450,000, well outside of my budget. So for less than half of that, I've ended up with the perfect boat for what we want to do, and genuinely could not be happier nor prouder of what we have achieved. The only reason this was possible was because we had the determination and the time to achieve our goals. Would I do it all again? Definitely, but a lot more efficiently the second time round. Parlay was finally back in the water, but after all of the work we did on the through hulls and seacocks, we got a scare when we found water in the port bilge. Friends and family sat watching nervously as we stayed down below trying to find the leak. But the water had actually come from below the salon hatches from when we had left the hatch open one time, so we breathed a sigh of relief as Parlay was not taking on any water.
How do you feel?
Feel very happy.
It was a bit of a scare, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a bit of water coming in, but it's from one of the windows that leaked. And then when we came in, we were on a slight angle and the water ran down. So when we opened up the bilge, there was a bunch of water running down. But all was okay. I don't know how I feel, to be honest.
Tomorrow.
Just excited.
You'll realise tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just move the boat over to the marina now, and then just do a little bit more work on the boat this morning. I've got 2 more workers coming. I'll just do a quick little test to make sure the engines are clicking in and out of gear, and then we'll push off.
The time had come for us to finally leave the shipyard. For anyone interested in doing a refit in Rio Dulce, I can highly recommend Nanawana Marina. They let you do all of the work yourselves if you wish, but also have contractors of all sorts available for use as well. Dockage on the hard was just over $300 per month for our Lagoon 450, which is just about the cheapest I've ever heard of. She looked absolutely amazing at the dock with her new hulls and fresh gel coat, and she looked like a brand new boat again. That afternoon we took Parlay for her first sea trial, and it was absolutely exhilarating to be out on the water again. It was incredible to be at the helm again, and my heart was racing with excitement.
The wind instruments all work, the autopilot seems to be working. I'm running the engines right now at 3,000 RPM, so I'm going to check the temperatures now, make sure they're not overheating or anything. We've been running for about 10 minutes now. So far everything except the chart plotter is working. Chart plotter doesn't seem to want to turn on, but I'm going to check the temperatures.
Parlay didn't skip a beat, and we were doing a smooth 9 knots up and down the Rio, so to say our spirits were high would be a bit of an understatement.
So our friend Jeremiah, his parents own Marina, over there, and he's offered us a free dock for a few days right next to the pool. So we're gonna go check it out. Alright, this is home for a couple of days.
Marina is an absolutely stunning little marina with incredible rates and convenient location. Jeremiah was a great host, and the facilities even include a gym and a restaurant. But just as we were on cloud 9 at the thought of leaving Guatemala, this happened.
So it's literally the night before we were meant to leave Guatemala, or we're going to go to Texan Bay, and this guy here, the anchor windlass, has decided to seize up. So it's pretty disappointing situation we're in right now, but we're going to try and think of a solution. But first step is to just pull it completely apart and just see what's happening inside here. And the shaft isn't spinning at all, so it's something is seized inside here. So kind of a serious issue that we're going to try overcome. But a bit of a setback. We're not going anywhere tomorrow, that's for sure.
Hey guys, so quick update on the windlass situation. We took it all apart last night, and the upper bearing had totally disintegrated. So salt water got past that upper seal, filled the upper unit with water, and just completely rusted that whole bearing out. There was no balls left in the bearing. So that's obviously what caused the problem. So I'm going to take it to my friend Mikey. He's got a little workshop here, and we're going to see what else we can find. All right, we're at Mike the Ranch's workshop. We're going to start tearing it down, see what we can find.
Yeah, this thing's looks like you've had some grease intrusion in here. Smell good at tall. All right, we're going to pull this armature out and these brushes. Probably, I guess, when the bearing went bad, it was just overamping.
Really, it's too much
just
current.
smoked it.
Wow.
We might be able to clean that up.
So you say that's probably caused by overcurrent when we were trying
Overcurrent, probably from the bearing being bad on the gear to through the deck there, where where your bearing was non-existent.
Yeah.
I guess we could say. It was just a piece of rusted. What race is all you had left was the race. Yeah. So yeah, it just.
So that caused the shaft to drop down, and then the drum was riding on the housing.
All that binding, just the starter did what she could. I mean, the windlass motor did what she could. Yeah. Amazingly enough, it doesn't look like we're grounded.
That was looking normal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not testing too bad for as ugly as it is. Whew. Look at the goo.
Look at that.
That is just pretty gooed up. Man, look at the goo in there. We got
all right, that's looking a lot cleaner.
99% of the grease out of this old girl, and it should do better.
Everything tested okay inside the motor once it had been cleaned up, so Mikey figured it had to be the brushes, which looked very worn. We miraculously managed to find some new ones at a local tienda, which just needed a slight modification.
So the new brushes that we got, they're just
probably a millimetre too wide. So Mikey's just taking it to the bench grinder and just shaving the side off. All the other dimensions are perfect.
Yeah.
So we're just shaving a little bit out, and then that thing's slotting in there, but everything else is pretty much exactly the same. So nice little trick from Mike the Wrench.
Mike the Wrench. Final touches. We gotta get Willie in the picture here.
What's up, Willie?
Willie's helping. Sparks flying. Man, that sounds awful good.
That sounds so much
Listen to
better.
that thing. Just
Man.
that is sounding so sweet. Look at that. And all the parts located in this fine metropolis of the Rietals.
What just happened, Cuzzy?
Mike the Wrench. Pulled through, man. And we fixed this baby. So that's half of the problem solved. So now that the actual electric motor's fixed, we got to work on the other half. Carlos the welder, he's found the bearing and he's going to start machining the housing for it. We just can't find the right seals here in Rio Dulce, so we might have to order them from Guatemala City, get them shipped out here tomorrow. So we're going to go measure the seals and just make sure we put an order in tonight.
So the boys ran out of gas on their way to pick up the remaining piece to fix the windows. So they gotta get from there over to there.
Hola, amigo. Hey, this is Carlos the welder's workshop. I've just got the other half of the windlass here, and we're going to figure out what size seals we need so we can get an order in. But he's already got the bearing on, which is amazing. Hola, Carlos. Yeah, the famous Carlos.
Carlos the welder is known by everyone in Rio Dulce as a man who can fix almost anything mechanical, and he quickly got to work rebuilding our windlass.
Do you want to explain about the...
Yeah, we're just trying to order the right seal. So every seal has 3 numbers: the inside diameter, the outside diameter, and the thickness. So this, for example, is 30 by 55 by 10 mil. It's all metric because the boat was made in France and it's an Italian windlass.
We left the windlass with Carlos, and him and his son repaired it overnight, so we came back the next day and put it back together to install on the boat.
So this seal here is the one that caused all of the problems. This seal here goes here and it stops the water from going down. When that failed, the water went down into this bearing here, completely just rusted out. This bearing, it disintegrated it to the point where we didn't even find the ball bearings. They were just gone. When that went, the whole drum assembly, the whole shaft falls down, and then the friction from the drum rubbing on the housing was too much for the motor and almost burnt out the motor. So it was a sequence of events that all started from this seal here failing.
It was initially looking like I was going to have to replace the windlass, which would have been over $3,000 in the States. And then trying to get that down to Guatemala and through customs would have been an even bigger headache, so it was a pretty depressing discovery that night. But in the end, it cost me around $200 and a box of beers for Mikey, and we had completely repaired the windlass in 2 full days. That day we welcomed our 8th and final crew member Adam, who that evening got the nickname Freddy because that night at the bar he did this. The crew was complete and there was an incredible vibe amongst us. The next morning, the girls went provisioning to get ready for our departure, and we were finally ready to leave Guatemala. Our first stop would be the amazing Belize, then on to Mexico and then the Cayman Islands. Parlay's refit was officially over. We had done it. We were ready. and my God were we excited.
We're leaving Rio!
Got some current going through it. Willie's giving him moral support here. Beaner slide are good on everything. You're the best, man. You guys are great. I'm gonna miss you, SOBs.